Okay, guys, so now we're going to do an example. We understand that insurance companies, they base their rate in which of the three programs you qualify for based on health questions. Let's do three examples. Foster Brooks, one of my favorite guys on the Dean Martin show that I used to watch. He was hilarious. He played the drunk. Well, Foster Brooks was born in 1963, okay? He is not healthy. Foster Brooks has cirrhosis of the liver, obviously. If anybody has ever seen that skit when he was the drunk doctor, hilarious. So, anyway, Foster Brooks wants $10,000 worth of coverage. He's got cirrhosis, so he's going to have to get the guaranteed issue. Now, remember, guaranteed issue is the third of the three state-regulated programs. No health questions. Think of Colonial Penn. Or one of the companies you see on TV. They are the most expensive of the three programs, but you know what? When you have cirrhosis of the liver, you're going to have to pay a little bit. Now, keep in mind, guaranteed issue, you've got to make it 2 years. If you die in the first 2 years, your beneficiary, your wife or kids will get the premiums back, but they're not going to get any death benefit. So let's take a look. For a $10,000 policy, he was born in 1963, so that would make him 56. He lives in Pennsylvania. So his monthly premium is going to be $58.55. So let's take a look. Let's do something here. All right, we've already established. So I looked at, and again, this software, and I've got three other quote tools. I've got technology coming out of my ears. But what it enables me to do is find you the best rate. So American General, AIG, $58.55. So they're dependable. They're solid. That's who we're going to go with. And if we decided, if you're on the phone with me, I just click on this, and then we go straight to the application. And it's a online. It's a application. It's called an e-application. Takes about 20 minutes. We fill it out, and you've got insurance that day, like within minutes. So let's take a look at Carol Burnett from the Carol Burnett Show. Carol was born in 1953, which would make her 66 years old. All right, she lives in Pennsylvania, and she thinks she's, I asked her all the questions, and she said, you know what, I'm healthy. She has no COPD. She's got cholesterol, blood pressure. She's borderline diabetic, but it doesn't matter because the questions are what matter. So, all right, it doesn't matter which one of these companies we put up. So she thinks she's going to get the level or the preferred. All right. She wants a $10,000 policy. That's the average cost of a funeral. So we're going to get the quotes. And what do we have here? We've got Mutual of Omaha, who I like. I mean, I do a lot of Mutual of Omaha business. They're dependable. $41, all right? And these are the best rates. Now, if you went down to State Farm or Allstate, try to get the same policy, you're talking about $65, $70 a month. These are the most competitive companies in final expense for a female. Now, she said, I forgot to tell you, Chris, I smoke. All right? So let's see what the smoking would be. All right? And then, you know what I do? I ask her, what meds are you on? We just want to make sure, before we do either the phone interview or I submit an e-application. And after I speak with her a little bit, she says, I forgot to tell you, I'm bipolar. So, if you go back and look on the questions, they do ask questions regarding, that type of stuff. I didn't realize she's bipolar. She told me. So I put it in my underwriting. She's bipolar. She's got bipolar disorder. All right. Could that change anything? Well, as it is right now, a smoker, $56 a month for a $10,000 policy for a 66-year-old. Not too shabby, but wait a minute. Once I talked to her a little bit more and dug a little deeper, which is what I have to do as a field underwriter, whoa. Now look, level, which is the best you can get, this bipolar kind of changed things. All right, so Mutual of Omaha says for bipolar, except if greater than 4 years since diagnosis. Look at what this software does. It even tells me, it breaks down exactly what the stipulations are. Phoenix Life said, we'll accept for a preferred or level rate if taking 3+ medications or hospitalization in the last 2 years, they're going to decline. Everybody else, decline. So you work with me, we save time, we save paperwork, we get it right the first time. The one thing you don't want to do is apply and get declined when you could have got accepted, because that goes on your MIB, and it could be harder to get it down the road. So what we want to do is get it right the first time. We know Mutual of Omaha is going to take her if she's had 4 years since the diagnosis. Phoenix Life is going to give her the best rate if she's taken 3 medications. As long as she's not taken 3+ medications for it or has been hospitalized in the past 2 years, if that's happened, she's declined. So I asked her, Carol, what's going on? When were you diagnosed? Oh, I was diagnosed 10 years ago. All right, good. Mutual of Omaha will take you. But you know what, Chris? I take 5 medications for it. Ooh. All right. Now what? Now what do we do? She's not going to get it. All right? So, Prosperity Life, which is great for smokers, and she's a smoker, and Mutual of Omaha will accept. When it says no data, when it says no data, that's when I need to call my friends in underwriting, find the right person who I have a relationship with, and ask them, and I do, and ask them exactly what's going on with, is there any way we get a preferred rate? All right, but Omaha, they'll take her as remember I said, kind of healthy. She can get a graded policy. So let's see Omaha and Prosperity Life. So what we got to do, we have got to change. So we're going to get a quote this time, but it's graded. It's graded, which means she's going to have to wait 2 years, all right, before they pay the death benefits. Okay, so actually Liberty's graded. So there were some more companies that popped up. So guys, I love Royal Neighbors, and they're pretty good with bipolar. They're pretty good. I mean, they're not going to just jack up the rates on somebody who's got bipolar. We're very competitive, 64, 63, 65, 63, and 71. So, you know what? We're going to go with Royal Neighbors because they've got a great reputation. But as you can see, the rate is 63.36. It started out at 41. Found out she's a smoker, it went up. Found out she's bipolar. But guys, this is it. This is what she needs, all right? She has her daughter's going to pay for it. So she told me her daughter's going to pay for it. She doesn't want her daughter to pay for it because her daughter's got 3 kids. She's getting divorced. And if she ever died and had to make her daughter pay for it, the financial and emotional hardship would wreck her daughter. So she's going to go with Royal Neighbors. So, boom, we're going to save that quote. And then what we can do, guys, we can actually launch the application. We can knock this baby out, and her daughter never has to worry about paying for Carol Burnett's funeral. All right? So, last one we're going to do is George Jefferson. He's moving on up, baby, because we're going to the healthy preferred level status. So I'm talking to George, and let's see here. George was born in 1940. That makes him 79. He's 79 years old. All right? And he's in Pennsylvania, where some of the best quarterbacks ever have come from, including my favorite, Joe Namath. All right, so he is... we ask him some questions. I got cholesterol. I had a huge heart attack in 2015. Well, wait a minute, George, that's okay. That huge heart attack took place more than 2 years ago. How you doing now? Oh, I'm doing great. I walk 2 miles a day. My cholesterol's high. I got blood pressure. I take metformin for diabetes, but I don't take the insulin shots. Guess what? He's a preferred rate, even though he's got cholesterol, blood pressure, diabetes. He had a massive heart attack in 2015. That was more than 2 years ago. All right? So your average agent will say, hey, let's go with guaranteed issue. No, we're going to go with preferred. And I just type this stuff in, but all the companies will populate, even though it's Omaha. So, all right, let's see. Let's get those quotes. Okay, that's graded. That's wrong. Okay, level. He's healthy, guys. He's not graded. So, a 79-year-old for a $10,000 policy, healthy preferred, Mutual of Omaha, comes in at $119. And why does George want it? Well, George has 3 kids. They're scattered all over the United States. His wife passed away, and you know what? He had to use most of his savings to pay for his wife's funeral. He don't have the savings to pay for his. He don't want his kids to remember him by the dad that basically left them with a $10,000 bill. So, again, it's the same story, guys. One of the most loving, selfless things that you can do for your family is take care of this today. All right? And because I'm going to take my life insurance hat off and put my dad hat on. I've got a cousin in Binghamton that had to pay for his dad's funeral. It crushed him emotionally. It wasn't so much financially. It was, wow, we just started to develop a relationship again. And, okay, I get a $10,000 bill. Thanks for the going away present. And I'm being real here, guys, because the reason why you guys filled out those forms is because you know deep down inside the right thing to do is just get this taken care of now. And I'm going to help you. We're going to save money on Medicare. So 79-year-old level, Mutual of Omaha, $119 a month. And you know what? He never has to worry about his kids paying for his funeral. We're gonna save at least, we're going to knock off $30, $40, maybe even $50 off that, because in October we're gonna analyze his situation. We're gonna break his medications down, his doctors. If he's got a supplement, we're gonna get him to a better supplement that's less. So if he's got an Advantage plan, we're gonna figure out how we can best afford his medications, put him on special extra help programs. All right, so there you go. So that concludes our quote engine, my demonstration of the technology we have. It's nuts. And this technology goes to all the insurance companies and gets their information daily. Their underwriting guidelines, their premiums, everything. Okay, so a couple things here. These plans, you hear burial, whole life, funeral policy, final expense. They're all the same thing. They're whole life, permanent policies. Death benefits can never decrease. You take out a $10,000 policy, you pay $60 a month. Those premiums can never increase. It's always a level $60. No medical exams, but just remember, this is real insurance. This isn't nightmare stories you hear about your neighbor, their premium goes up or their death benefit decreases. This is the real deal, okay? This is permanent life insurance.